It's time to talk about strings. Very exciting topic. If you're new to computer science, you're probably wondering, what's a string? Strings are a type of data in programming commonly used to represent text. Strings are defined by the characters inside single or double quotes. In strings, the order of characters matters. So strings are best understood by looking at some examples. Here we assign the string Sahana to the variable name. Here we also assign the string Sahana to the variable name. Note there is a difference. However, they are in fact the same string. So it doesn't matter whether you use single or double quotes. If the inside is the same, the strings are considered equivalent. Okay, more string examples. We have a class called AI. Yes, I want to join that class. Password. The point of this password is simply to show you that you could have numbers and special characters inside of your string. Here's a fun one. Favorite number 3.14159. This is a string. Why? Because this number is inside quotes. So if the quotation marks were not there, that would be a float. Okay? So there's a difference in the type, whether it has quotes or not. Okay, let's take a look at string concatenation to further this idea. So prime 1 is 2. Yes, 2 is the first prime. And prime 2 is 3. Yes, 3 is the second prime. So what is prime 1 plus prime 2? Big question. How will Python interpret prime 1 plus prime 2? Will it deliver the number 5, or will it do something different? Well, it actually delivers 23, which I love because that is also prime. Now, string concatenation means that different strings are joined as one. So they are added in the sense that they are combined. The plus operator, when it comes to strings, combines them together. And there you see a difference regarding numbers as strings and numbers as integers or floats. Certainly if prime 1 and prime 2 were interpreted as integers or floats, the answer would be 5 or 5.0. Not so with strings. Okay, let's look at some other string concatenation examples. There are different ways to concatenate strings. There's the plus operator, which you just saw. So if we assign the string hi with a space, plus name, which was previously defined as Sahana, to the variable greeting, then the variable greeting takes on the value hi Sahana. You can also use the comma operator with print. Let's see how that works. You simply use print hi, comma, in this case the variable name, which again is Sahana. Now in both of these cases, you end up with exactly one space between the string hi and the string Sahana. Finally, you can use formatted strings known as F strings. We'll be making wide use of this at Berkeley Coding Academy because they're very useful when you have multiple variables that you want to combine into one string. So for instance, you can assign the F string hi curly bracket Sahana to the variable greeting. It looks a little weird at first, but you do get used to it and it is very efficient. Okay, now let's look at string indexing. Big topic here. The characters in strings are ordered by index. In programming, indices start with 0. Instead of counting 1, 2, 3, you count 0, 1, 2. Now let's look at an example. So imagine that there's a string assigned to the variable goal, and you don't actually know what this string is. Well, you can access individual characters by index using brackets. For instance, goal 0 will return the 0th index, which is the first one assigned to this string. In this case, it's an in. Similarly, goal 1 will assign it's the second index, okay? It's not really the first, but it has index of 1, and that is an A. And finally, the third character assigned to the variable goal, you can access with the bracket 2, and goal of 2 will give you a C. So MAC, M-A-C are the first 3 letters or characters of the variable goal. Now let's take a look at string slicing, which is an extension of string indexing. You can access multiple characters via slicing. For instance, goal 0 to 5, well, let's see what that does. It returns the letters MACHI. Note that this is the first 5 characters of the variable goal. And also note, very importantly, that while it includes the 0th, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th index, it does not actually include the 5th. So it's very important to note that you do include the 0th, the one on the left, but not the 5th, the one on the right. Why use 5 then? Well, this is a great example because then you get the first 5 characters. Okay, now let's look at negative indices. Ooh, cool. You can have negative indices? Well, you can access the last character using an index of -1. So goal -1 will give us the last character of goal, which in this case is a G. You can also access the last 5 characters using negative slicing. Pretty cool. So for instance, goal -5 to -1 starts at the -5th index and goes all the way to the -1st. In this case, we get earning, R-N-I-N-G. Have you been able to figure out what the mystery string is yet? Okay, global functions. First of all, what is a global function? Well, global functions are used in really a lot of different Python types. And so there's a global length function, len, and it gives you the length of strings. It can also give you the length of other Python types, which is why it's a global function. It's not actually exclusive to strings. So for instance, the length of goal will tell us the number of characters in goal. In this case, we get 16. You can display strings with the global print function. For instance, print goal will reveal the mystery variable goal. And it is, in fact, machine learning, which is the goal of Berkeley Coding Academy, to teach you guys machine learning. And you can also display the value of strings by calling the variable. For instance, you can just write goal and machine learning will show. You can see in this case the difference. It actually shows the quotation marks, whereas when you print it, it does not. And the difference there is that print is designed to display to a user, and when you input the variable, it has the value with the quotations included, usually for the programmer. That's a little bit about strings. Happy coding.